कुम्भे पुनर्वसु जातौ केरले चोळपट्टने कौस्तुभांशं धराधीशं कुलशेखरमाश्रये गुष्यते यस्य नगरे रङ्गयात्रा दिने दिने तमहं शिरसा वन्दे राजानं कुलशेखरम् 17th and 18th 17 हे मर्त्याः परमं हितं शृणुतवो वक्ष्यामि संक्षेपतः संसारार्णवमापदूर्मिम बहुलम् संसारार्णवमापदूर्मि बहुलम् ओ 18th வந்துட்டேன் சாரி 17 हे लोकाः शृणुत प्रसूति मरणं व्याधि चिकित्सामि माम् योगज्ञा समुदाहरन्ति मुनयः यां याज्ञवल्क्यादयः अन्तर्ज्योतिरमेयमेकममृतं कृष्णाख्यमापीयताम् तत्पीतं परमौषधं वितनुते निर्वाणमात्यन्तिकम् 18 हे मर्त्याः परमं हितं शृणुतवो वक्ष्यामि संक्षेपतः संसारार्णवमापदूर्मि बहुलं सम्यक् प्रविश्य स्थिताः नानाज्ञानमपास्य चेतसि नमो नारायणायेत्यमुम् मन्त्रं सप्रणवं प्रणामसहितं प्रावर्तयध्वं मुहुः very beautiful Ashtakshara mantram he is suggesting here in the 18th verse. But look at the 17th one first. E lokaha shrunuta. O people of the world, listen to me. Prasuti marana. Prasuti is birth, death, marana. Prasuti marana vyadhe. Chikitsam imam. This Krishna's name. So he's going to explain what is it. What is the medicine? So he's saying to this disease. This vyadhi. What is a vyadhi? Birth and death. These are vyadhi. Because it repeatedly keeps coming and we don't seem to get over it. But it's not that it's done for it. Keeps coming, repeatedly coming again and again. Birth and death as a vyadhi. Because vyadhi causes suffering. The same way as birth and death causes suffering. While we are being born, there is suffering. While when the death occurs, there is suffering. And in between also there is suffering. Prasuti marana vyadhes chikitsam imam. This is the medicine for that vyadhi. Yogajnaha samudaharanti munayaha. Even great yogis and muni, they recommend. What kind of people recommend this? Yagyamalkyadayaha. Yagyamalkya, the likes of Yagyamalkya. Such a great sage. He appears in the Upanishads most number of times. He is one sage who appears in the Upanishads more than any other sage. So many times Yagyamalkya appears. So that is the greatness of that Muni. So even that kind of a Muni, such a great Muni, recommends what? Krishna Akhyapiyatam. So Antarjyotir Ameyam Ekam Amrutam. He is talking about what? Now, what is that Chikitsa? What is it that even Yagyamalkya is recommending? Antarjyotihi Ameyam Ekam Amrutam. This inner light that is there, Antarjyotihi, which is Ameyam. There is no measure to it. It cannot be measured. Immeasurable. Ameyam Ekam. Just one. Amrutam. It is immortal. Krishna Akhya. Krishna Akhyam. This is Krishna Akhyam, means the description of Krishna or the name of Krishna. or Akhya. Akhya means also to call. Akhyatam means to call. So the calling of Krishna, the name of Krishna, also the description of Krishna. So the name or the description or the commentary or the elaboration of what is Krishna, or just the name or just the calling of him, just by listening to the name, whatever, anything associated with Krishna, he's saying that is, which Krishna is this? Antar Jyotir Ameyam Ekam Amritam. The Krishna which is shining as that inner light within us. The Krishna that shines as this inner light. Antar Jyotihi Ameyam Ekam Amritam Krishna Akhya Piyatam. Drink this. Idu kudingo. Drink this nama. Pibare Ramarasam. Re Pibare Ramarasam. Who's written this song? Sadashiva Brahmendra. He sang Pibare Ramarasam, means it's very interesting, right? How do you drink the name of the Lord? Ramarasam, the rasa or the essence or the juice of Ramanama, Pibare, you drink.
When you drown into Rama, you can drink.
You drink. Correct. You drown into it and continuously drinking it. That is what fishes do. Fishes don't die of hyperthermia. What is that? Like when you drink excessive water, it's a condition.
Hypothermia.
Hypothermia, is it? Is it hypothermia? I thought it was cold. But there's a condition where you drink excessive water. You drink, your inner organs can't hold it, and it'll expand and explode. But fishes don't. That doesn't happen to fishes. They know how to pass the water through them, so they become a hollow vessel in a way, because they don't. So when they're in it, when you're submerged in it, you let that water pass through you. That is one way of looking at it. The other way of drinking is, when you say drinking, as you say seeing. When we tell somebody, I see you, does it really mean that you're only seeing the person? You're perceiving the person. You're perceiving. So seeing is one sense or organ of sense perception. Sight is one organ. But by seeing, you're not just seeing, you're listening, you're paying attention, you're sensing. You're doing more than just seeing. So in the same way, that is sight. The function of sight is to see. In the same way, the function of the mouth or the tongue is to drink, is to consume. So consumption happens through various organs. All the 5 sense organs, there is consumption that is happening. So here Kulasekara Alvar is saying that you consume Krishna Nama. By drinking, he means you consume. Consume how? Consume by all your sense organs. You do alankaram and naivedyam to Krishna. Abhishekam to your Laddu Gopal or Krishna. You look at Krishna. You hear about Krishna. You smell Chandana, Gopika Chandan, all of that. So there are Tulasi. There are objects that are desirable by Krishna. You smell those things. You taste foods that is liked by Krishna. So essentially, you do all of those things and be consumed by it. When we start consuming it, when you start consuming it, it eventually means we get consumed by it. So Kulasekara Alvar is in a state, he's in a state where he is telling us, Apiyatam. Krishna akhyam apiyatam. You please drink the name of Krishna. When you start consuming it, later Krishna's presence will consume you. When that happens, then you are not acting and you are not trying to do anything. You are not trying to be a bhakta. You are not trying to surrender. There is no trying there at all. It is just becomes your nature, becomes your way of living, the way of seeing, the way of perceiving the world. Like beautifully yesterday, Damodarji, who Priyaji was mentioning in the story, Damodarji moved Krishna from Govardhan Giri. The Srinath form of Krishna appeared in Govardhan Giri to Vallabhacharya. And when there was news of Aurangzeb coming and um, uh, Aurangzeb coming and trying to attack the place, he is the Krishna Srinathji has to be rescued from that place. You can't let him be destroyed by them. So Damodarji makes a decision to say that let's take Srinathji and go from this place, and Bhagavan himself will find a way and he'll give us a way where to go and set him up. And finally they appear, they come to Mewad, which is Rajasthan, the present day Nath Dwara. But when that happens, they're not perturbed, they're not disturbed. Damodarji and the Ganga Bai, there are other people there, they're not disturbed by, oh my God, Aurangzeb is going to come. What do we do? Bhagavan, how can this happen in your world? You are the Lord. You're creating so much of destruction around and all of that. They're not going into despair. Then okay, let's do what next. What needs to be done, let's do. Because they're constantly submerged and consumed by the idea that Krishna is doing, Krishna is doing, Krishna is doing it, Krishna is taking us, Krishna is leading us. I am not trying to save Krishna. Krishna is helping us. Krishna will give us a way how to save. Whatever happens, it is not for Krishna. It is for me. And Krishna is trying to do this for me. So, Krishnakhyam api yatam. He says, Antarjyotir ameyam ekam amrutam. Within the heart, within the Harakasha, within the sacred space within the heart, Antaha, there is a light, and that light is ameyam, immeasurable. You cannot measure the light. There are, I've heard this being said that the Atma is the size of the thumb and all of that, right? But those are just metaphorical representations. It doesn't have this Atma or this light, doesn't have a particular presence in the body in one particular cell or one particular place. It is experienced in the heart. It can be experienced anywhere in the body. But Hridaya is the most suited place for it to experience. Like Bhagavan can be experienced anywhere outside, but why is this mandira? Why is a temple? A consecrated space. Consecrated space is where Bhagavan can be experienced the most. Similarly, in the heart, within the heart, there is a space which is a consecrated space. Emotions rise from there. So hence he can be experienced there the most. So Antarjyotihi, there is this light within you. That light, Antarjyotihi Ameyam, is immeasurable. You cannot measure this light because this light is pervading everywhere within your body. If there is an ant that runs on your little finger on the leg, on the right leg, little finger, if there is an ant that's moving, you can feel it. Because your consciousness, where is consciousness in the body? It's everywhere. Consciousness is everywhere in the body. Consciousness is not in a singular place. When you're saying Antaha, Antar Jyoti, this whole being is of light. It is immeasurable. You cannot measure this. But the light, is it only inside? Of course, the light is not just inside. He is pointing out for us to look inside. Antarjyoti, Bahirjyoti, Pratyak Jyoti, Paratparaha. There is Jyoti inside, there is Jyoti outside, there is Jyoti everywhere. Jyoti, Bahirjyoti, Pratyak Jyoti, Paratparaha. Atmajyoti, Swayam Jyoti, Jyotir Jyotir, Shivosmiham. So this Jyoti is everywhere, but here Kulasekhara Alvar is trying to point us to the Jyoti inside. Turn our minds inwards, consume Krishna's Nama. And where is he found? He is found as this Antarjyoti, Ameyam, Amritam, Ameyam, Ekam, Amritam. Immeasurable, there is only one there. One and only. Amritam, it is immortal. It is always there. You are present, you are waking, you are awake, you are sleeping, you are dreaming, you are unconscious, you are upset, you are angry, you're infuriated, you're sad, you're depressed, you're joyful, you're exhilarated. At all times, that is there always. Amritam. That Amrita is always there inside. Krishna Amritam. So he says, Antarjyotihi Ameyam Ekam Amritam Krishnakyam Apiyatam. Tatpitam Paramaushadham Vitanute Nirvanam Atyantikam. Says, being drunk with that, Tatpitam, having drunk that, Paramaushadham, this great medicine. Chikitsa is a treatment and Aushadham is a medicine. So Tatpitam Paramaushadham, this Parama Aushadham, this great medicine, by drinking this, Vitanute. What does it give you? What does it give you? It gives you Nirvanam Atyantikam, absolute liberation, Nirvana. Nirvana means, the word Nirvana means to blow off, to blow out. Nirvana means to blow off, like when a candle blows off, fu, the candle blows off, right? That is called Nirvana. Where did the fire go? When the candle blew off, where did the fire go? Did the fire vanish? From our perspective, from our experience, the fire vanishes. But the fire doesn't actually vanish. It just dissolves into the Panchabhuta. It dissolves into the Agni Tattva and the other tattvas. It dissolves into it. That is called Nirvana. Nirvana is when you dissolve, your Aham identity is gone and the Tat identity remains. The Tat identity remains and the Aham identity dissolves. That is Nirvana. So he says Nirvanam Atyantikam, absolute Nirvana is experienced. That is experienced and that is the result of this drinking this Nama. Tat Pitam Paramaushadham Vitanute Nirvanam Atyantikam. So this verse is He Loka Shunata Prasuti Marana Vyadhes Chikitsami Mam Yogagya Samudaharanti Munayah Yam Yagyavalkyadayah Antarjyotirameyamay Kamamritam Krishnakhyamapiyatam Tatpitam Paramaushadham Vitanute Nirvanamatyantikam. That is the 17th verse. 18th one, he is now introducing us to the, he's not introducing, he said this, he will say this multiple times through the Mukunda Mala Stotram, is the Nama of Narayana. Om Namo Narayanaya. He Martyaha Paramam Hitam Shunatavo Vakshyami Sankshepatah Samsarnava Samsarnavam
Samsararnavam.
Samsararnavam Samsara Arnavam. Arnava is an ocean. Samsara Arnavam Apada Urmi. Apada Urmi Bahulam Samyak Pravishyastitaha. नानाज्ञानमपास्य चेतसि नमो नारायणे नारायणायेत्यमुम् मन्त्रं सप्रणवं प्रणामसहितं प्रावर्तयध्वं मुहुः संसारार्णवम् आपद ऊर्मि बहुलं. Many waves of this ocean called samsara. Samsara arnavam apada, distressing, urmi bahulam. Samyak pravishya sthitaha. In this urmi, in this waves of this ocean, situate yourself sthitaha. Samyak pravishya sthitaha. Enter into this and establish yourself without being disturbed by the samsara arnava urmi. He's saying, Hey Martyaha, Paramam Hitam Shrunatavo. I am explaining, listen to this. Vakshyami Sankshepataha. In summary, I'm going to explain this to you. Hey Martyaha. See, in the previous one, he says, Hey Lokaha. And here he's calling you, Hey Martyaha. Because in the previous one, he says, Prasuti Mrityu Vyadhi. Prasuti Mrityu Vyadhi. So you are stuck in this disease of cycle of birth and death. He's calling you as Hey Lokaha, hey people who are stuck in this world. And now he's calling us Hey Martyaha. So even after that stotra, you didn't understand that you are mortals. You're going to die one day. Hey Martyaha. So he's now reminding us. It is like a reminder calling you as Hey Martyaha, like how Bhagavan Shankara calls you as Hey Dyers. Correct. Kalpaka is saying, Hey Dyers. Hey ones who are going to die. Like how Bhagavan Adi Shankara calls you Mudha. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudha Mate. That Mudha is a way, it's like a wake up. யாராவது நம்ம திட்டினாதான் நம்ம முழிச்சு பார்ப்போம் முடியாது லூசு அப்படின்னு these days I hear kids calling parents as loose. I don't know, maybe it's a wake up call.
அவ அப்பா அம்மா எங்களை நம்மள திட்டுவாங்க.
So I see it's a wake up call for the parents when kids call you loose. So like that, when we somebody calls you stupid, idiot, suddenly it actually hits you. How could you be such an idiot, or how could you do such a stupid act? When some of these things that you don't want to hear about you is said about you, it kind of shakes you up a little bit. And when Mahan or Marla, when there are these great sages, saints and seers, they come and tell. They are not there to insult you. They are not saying that to insult you. They are saying that to wake you up, to look at the reality of the situation. They are infusing that reality in you through that word, Mudhaha. When he's saying, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja, Mudhamate, oh one with a dull mind. Which means you wake up, you say that, oh my God, Shankara is telling me I'm a dull mind. It's not about going and fighting in Shankara. How can you tell I am a dull mind? I'm doing this, that, other. It is not about that. It is about recognizing that my mind goes dull at times. I forget Bhagavan. There are times I forget about thinking about you, Bhagavan. Those are times I am dull. When I go into depression, when my mind thinks, oh, what to do, so many things, oh, this, that, my life, my samsara, arnava, urmi, I am consumed by this whole ocean waves of the bahulam, samsara, arnava, urmi, bahulam. So many waves of the samsara ocean. There are times I forget. Even if I do all my nityanusandhanam, my kainkaryam, my bhajans, devotion, going to the temple, this puja, this upanyasam, that parayanam, everything I do, but still I'm mudha. Still I'm mudha mate, because I forget. There are times I get so consumed by this, the transactional world, that I forget him. I forget that I am Amrutasya Putraha. I forget that. So this, he is reminding, Hey Martyaha, Shrunuta, Paramam Hitam Shrunuta. I am telling you something of extreme importance to you. Please கேளுங்க. முட்டாளே கேளு. அது எப்படின்னா when we tell nicely, அது என்ன சொல்லுவா, அது நல்ல மாட்டுக்கு ஒரு சூடு அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாள்ல. So somebody, if you have to tell somebody nicely, you tell them, if you know that they're going to listen when you tell. In Hindi also there's an equivalent. Say, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते அப்படிம்பா. உதச்சாதான் புரியும் அப்படின்னு. Only when you kick them will they understand. So there are ways of telling you nicely. I can address you, oh bhakta, oh dasa, oh yogi. All of these things I'll tell you. But what it'll do, it'll only infuse more and more ego. Oh, I am a bhakta. Oh, I am a sadhaka. It'll it'll kind of create that kind of a feeling within. When you say, hey martyaha, oh dyers, oh ones who are going to die. My father, I remember when we were young, you speak anything about death, he will be like, சொல்லக்கூடாது, பேசக்கூடாது. He'll say, don't say death. It is amangalam. Speaking about death is considered as amangalam in the household. But when you are into Vedanta, when you are into inner spiritual pursuits, when you are into diving into Bhagavan, death is essentially at various levels. You learn that death happens at various levels. What we are worried about is the death of the body only. When sannyasis take ashraya, when they give up, they are called dvijas. They are born again, which means what? They die. They give up their identity, they give up their relationships, the known relationships, they give up what they know as the world around them and for them, which is why they get a new name also. So death happens at various levels, and it is important that we die to many things so that we become amrita. You die slowly for every little thing which holds you, which binds you. There is an identity I carry of myself, I die to that. There is association, attachments I hold to, I die to that. There is aspiration and desires that I'm holding on to, I die to that. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. So from mrityu, we go to amritam. And so death that way is a very beautiful transition if we are able to die while living. Samsararnava. So he says, He martyaha paramam hitam shrunuta vo vakshyami sankshepata samsararnavam apadam urmi bahulam samyak pravishya sthitaha nana jnanam apasya chetasi namo narayanetyamum. So this Om Namo Narayana. So he says, you chant this Nana Jnanam Apasya. Leave everything else aside. எல்லாத்தையும் நகர்த்தி வச்சிரும். Keep everything aside. Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Nana Jnanam Apasya. Keep everything aside. Chetasi Namo Narayana. Iti Amum Mantram Sa Pranamam Pranama Sahitam. With Pranava. Put Pranava in the front. And say Om Namo Narayanaya. Pravarta yadvam muhuhu. Please practice this continuously, says. Pravartam yadvam muhuhu. What is that? Narayana iti amum mantram sa pranavam. Mantram pranamam sahitam. Sa pranavam pranama sahitam. Namaha. Namo is the pranama. Om is the pranava. Om Namo Narayanaya. Continuously chant this. And then this will give you what Ramanuja got. Nirvana. What did he say? The previous verse, he says, Nirvanam Atyantikam. Om Namo Narayanaya. This is what Sri Ramanuja gave to everybody. The open mantra that he told everyone that you go repeatedly chant this. So in this verse, in these two verses, Kulasekara Alvar is pointing out that this disease of birth and death can be treated. This disease of birth and death can be treated if we listen to the name of Krishna. Antarjyotihi ameyam ekam amritam Krishnakhyam apiyatam. You listen to and drink this nama of Krishna. Tatpitam paramaushadham. Nirvanam atyantikam. You get nirvana through this nama. And what do you also do? How do you drink this nama of Krishna? By chanting Om Namo Narayanaya. Keep chanting. He is giving the Ashtakshara mantra also here. He is not just leaving it to you to say that, okay, how do you drink? So, okay, he is saying Krishna Khyam Apiyata. Please drink. And if you have drunk this, then you'll get nirvana. But how do I drink this? What do I drink? Now he says, keep everything aside. Jnana jnanam apasya chetasi. Namo Narayana iti amum mantram pranamam pranama sahitam. Pravarta yadvam muhu. Continuously chant this. Should I say, what time should I say? Should I say in the morning? Should I say in the afternoon? Should I take shower and do it? Is it okay to sit on the bed and chant? Can I lie down and chant? All of these questions don't hold here. And he's saying, go chant Narayana continuously. When you're saying continuously, what does it mean? Even in the bathroom, chant. Even you're in the toilet, chant. Even when you're brushing your teeth, chant. Taking shower, chant. Even in your meeting, chant. Even when you're in the outside doing something with transacting with the world, chant. When you're alone, also chant. When you're alone, the mind brings so many, 1,000 other things. And we think that if you don't think those 1,000 other things, it feels like you're wasting your time. No, chumma chant. A lot of times it may feel that I'm just chumma chanting. What is the point? No, those are all adding. Like we said the other day, like the spiral. It'll seem like you're going round and round and round, but it's actually like a helical spiral thing, which is going up. If you do the right thing, again and again and again, repeatedly, it'll actually elevate you slowly. Like a spiral going up. So, Om Narayanaya is the Ashtaksharam that he gives. So he says, He Martyaha Paramam Hitam Shunatavo Vakshyami Sankshepatah Samsararnavama Apadurmi Bahulam Samyak Pravishya Sthitah Nanajnanam Apasya Chetasi Namo Narayanayethyamum Mantram Sapranavam Pranama Sahitam Pravartayadvam Muhu. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyerva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayethi Samarpayami Sadashivayeti Samarpayami Jagadambiketi Samarpayami Sadgurunathayeti Samarpayami Hari Om Tat Sat Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.